So today what we'll be learning about is the glenohumeral joint and more specifically the static stabilizers of the glenohumeral joint. Why is this static stabilization required? So your glenoid and the humerus, they are very incongruent to each other. Also, the glenoid does not give more amount of coverage to the humerus. Thus, there are certain factors which are responsible for stabilization of the glenohumeral joint. They are the static factors and the dynamic factors. So the static factors will be covered in this part of the video. The static factors, now why all this has to be learned? Because there are chances that if the static and dynamic factors are not acting upon your glenohumeral joint, there are chances that your humeral head will slide inferiorly very easily under the effect of gravity. That is why there are certain amount of factors which has been presented and because of which your humerus remains in its own place. So number one thing is a rotator interval capsule. There are certain vectors coming from rotator interval capsule which compresses the humeral head towards the glenoid and does not allow it to translate inferiorly under the effect of gravity. Second factor is the negative intra-articular capsule pressure. So there is a capsule around the glenohumeral joint. That glenohumeral joint capsule provides a vacuum sort of effect on the glenohumeral joint so that your humeral head does not come down easily. The third thing is there is a certain angle of inclination of the glenoid which is tilted upwards. So whenever your humeral head will try to move down easily, it will not be able to do that. So these are the three factors which work in an unloaded arm when you are just sitting idle and you are not holding anything in your hands. Now comes when you are holding weight in your hand. At that moment, your supraspinatus muscle will come into action. The supraspinatus has got vectors which are going to compress your humeral head inside on the glenoid cavity. Now don't think about this compression whether it will cause impingement or not. The compression is enough just not to slide the humeral head inferiorly but to just keep it in the place. So this is a brief about static stabilization in the glenohumeral joint. Happy learning.